Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing the double review for Agent Carter for episodes 1 and 2. Now is Not the End is episode 1, and Bridge and Tunnel is episode 2. So yeah, Agent Carter had a 2-hour episode premiere, so 2 episodes, and yeah, the first one was directed by Louis de Espiosto, Esposito. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. And the second one is directed by Joe Russo, who is one of the guys who directed Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, this show will star Haley Atwell, James D. Arcee, Chad Michael Murray, Enver Gjokaj, um, Shia Wigham, Kyle Bernheimer, Dominic Cooper, Megan Faye, Lindsay Fonseca, Bridget Reagan, Leslie Boone, James Frain, Costa Ronan, Neil McDonough, James Urbaniak, yeah, and Stanley as a cameo, um, as a cameo in a few episodes. So yeah, you have to have your Stan Lee cameo. I mean, even in Agents of Shield, I know he's made cameos. So yeah, I'm gonna be so yeah. The yesterday there's a 2 episode premiere. So yeah, so basically the way I'm gonna do this is give my thoughts for each episode separately. Give a plot for the first episode and then the second episode, and yeah. But 10-second spoiler warning for those who have yet to see both episodes. Whether it be the first one, which is Now Is Not the End, or the second one, Bridge and Tunnel. For those who have yet to watch both episodes, or just one of the episodes and haven't, just catch up on the first 2 episodes. And yeah, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to catch up on the show in the first 2 episodes. Go catch up and then come back and watch the rest of this reviews. And yeah, 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the 2 episodes and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. And I just realized I'm wearing Captain America. So booyah. Yeah, Captain America, Agent Carter. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, first one, Now Is Not the End. It's the pilot episode. And yeah, basically in that episode, you have the introduction of Agent Carter and her, and basically it's right after the war. I want to say it's 1950s, right in the middle of 1950s, more or less early 50s to mid 50s, 1950s. It's right after the war, and basically there's this thing that Howard Stark did. Basically, he's recently been called a traitor by the U.S. government for unknowingly having sold some of his technology to terrorist groups on the black market. Or so yeah, he supposedly unknowingly did that. So yeah, and so now Peggy Carter has to try to protect him, make him seem like innocent, which supposedly he is innocent. And yeah, you get the introduction of a human, Jarvis, which is pretty interesting. I mean, usually when we see Jarvis, he's a computer with an Iron Man, played by Paul Bettany, but here he's played by James D. Arcee. So I mean, it's pretty cool to see the original Jarvis. That's actually pretty cool. And yeah, basically that's the first episode. The introduction to this whole world and the basic plot for at least the whole first half of the season, or yeah, because I heard this is gonna be a 7-part episode miniseries or something like that for now. So that's interesting in my opinion. So I guess for the first 7 episodes or however long this is gonna be, first half, whatever. So that basically gives you a basic plot for the whole first half. And yeah, basically Peggy Carter has to prove Stark is innocent, that he didn't sell his stuff on the black market knowingly, that he did it unknowingly, or he just didn't do it outright. And yeah, one of the things he supposedly sold on the black market is this chemical formula that basically, if it explodes, it takes out everything within a 500-yard radius, and anything within that 500-yard radius, they show the effects of it in the show. Basically, gets compressed into a ball, and yeah, it's really weird. You really need to see it in order to understand what I'm talking about. It's basically like this, like the magnetic force or the gravitational pull focuses on one center, and like anything that survives the 500 radius blast, yard radius blast, anything that survives isn't completely defecated or yeah, or disintegrated or whatever, gets into this ball, and yeah, it's like some kind of weird magnetic pull, and anything, and it includes anything from metal to concrete to wood. So yeah, they even explain it there. So yeah, so that's the first episode, maybe a little bit of the second episode. So yeah, the first episode, I do think it could have been better. I do think it could have been better. The first episode could have been better, but then again, it is the first episode, so I will give it some lineage. But it was a bit of a disappointment, nevertheless. The acting was pretty good for the most part. There were a few times where the acting was a bit off, in my opinion. The acting, yeah, was a bit off, in my opinion. But overall, the acting was pretty strong throughout. The writing was pretty strong throughout. Again, times where it could have been better. So yeah, I understand it's just the first episode, so not everything's gonna be 100%. I mean, the acting and the writing are pretty good, but I do think overall they could be better, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, overall it's a pretty good start. Not the best start. I do think there's a little bit more room for improvement, but overall it was a pretty great start, in my opinion. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give it a 7.5. Again, it could have been better. No real complaints aside that it could have been better. And yeah, but overall it was a pretty strong start. So yeah, and then episode 2, Bridge and Tunnel. Base again, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, basically in episode 2, Bridge and Tunnel, you have Agent Carter, and basically she finds out, and I think this also comes a little bit from the first episode. She finds out that while she was investigating the stuff for Howard Stark and trying to get his chemical formula, someone took a picture of her in this blonde wig because she was in disguise. So someone took a picture of her while snooping around when she shouldn't have. So now she's trying to make sure that evidence doesn't incriminate her. It make her seem like she is part of the crime against this government treason that Howard Stark is committing. So yeah, yeah, that's a basic plot. She's just trying to make sure she's not getting caught, and then also her roommate was assassinated, and she kind of feels upset, and yeah, she's also trying to find a new home, after the assassination of her roommate or best friend or whatever, and there's this in the cafeteria or diner she goes to, the local diner she goes to for breakfast, one of the waitresses, Angie, I believe was her name. Angie is telling her to go live with her or in her apartment complex because they do have extra room. And at the end of the episode, she decides to go to the apartment complex and go and get a room there. And I guess she gets accepted. It seems like she gets accepted. And yeah, I mean, the plot for the second episode was better. Again, you do need to develop the story as a whole. So it makes sense that that with every episode there will be improvement. I do think the second episode was stronger. Better acting, better writing, in my opinion, but yeah. Still, there were a few things that were kind of off about it. There's a couple scenes where I do think they could have been condensed, in my opinion. That lagged on a little bit too much or too far. In my opinion, there's just a few scenes towards the middle. So yeah, and the weird thing is that one of the scenes that seemed to lag on a bit was this one action scene where they were like riding through by this mountain or something, and they're like Peggy Carter was fighting this one guy on top of a car, and that scene was pretty cool to see, but after a while it just seemed like it lagged on. So yeah, I mean, it was so yeah, it's you know, yeah, scenes that lag on are bad, but action scenes that lag on are worse in my opinion. I mean, because technically, because they should be cool and entertaining, but after a while it just gets repetitive and boring. So I do think that that particular scene kind of lagged on just a bit over it should have, or maybe a minute or two longer than it should have. Actually, no, it was about 2 minutes, so maybe a couple seconds. It was just a couple seconds too long. I want to say maybe 20 or 30 seconds longer than it should have. Um, so so yeah, I mean overall it was a stronger episode than episode 1. Episode 2, episode 2, Bridges and Tunnel was a better episode in my opinion. And yeah, I mean again, better acting, better writing in my opinion. Not by that much, but it was better, you could tell. And yeah, I mean just a couple scenes seem to lag on. And that's really it. I mean that's basically it. Again, there's still room for improvement. And yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10 for episode 2, from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's better than episode 1, but again, not by that much. And yeah, that's basically it for this review for episodes 1 and 2 of Agent Carter, Now Is Not the End, and Bridges and Tunnels. And yeah, that's basically it for this reviews. Yeah, so this show comes on every Tuesday, and yeah, episode 3, Times and Tide, will premiere on January 13th. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, this show I'm not gonna drop, cause I remember last year when did Agents of Shield come out? Whatever, whenever that show came out, I remember watching at least the first 6 episodes, and then I dropped it, and then I regret it, cause I heard the show after like episode 10, it skyrocketed to like a motherfucker. It was like great. So I'm gonna try not to drop this show, cause I know I'm gonna end up regretting it, cause I really regret dropping Agents of Shield, cause I know after Winter Soldier they acknowledged the fall of Shield, and I know recently they introduced the Inhumans, and they had Skylar turn into Quake or something like that. I have no idea, but it was something like that. Skylar and Quake, and then her father also being an Inhuman or something like that. It was interesting from what I hear. So they introduced the Inhumans, and then we had the Inhumans TV show. So I'm gonna try not to drop this show. Consider the fact that it is a new show, that it does need to find its pacing, and yeah, which for some reason I couldn't understand almost a year and a half ago. So yeah, I'm not gonna drop this show. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe again, comic book reviews, TV show reviews, and movie reviews. In the TV shows for this season, I'm gonna be reviewing Gotham, Scorpion, Agent Carter, Flash, Arrow, Constantine, The Walking Dead, and that's it. And Helix and True Detective. So yeah, but True Detective, I should catch up at least by halfway through next week. So that's gonna be short-lived. And then Helix, give me till the end of February. I mean the end of January to catch up on that. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below on your thoughts on the premiere episodes, and yeah, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.